Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So recently I have been a bit down in the dumps and I decided to make a video to cheer myself up, and in this case I figured out who doesn't like big yellow numbers, myself included. Therefore this video is going to be full jump packed with a Proxima dropping in some major damage. There was a crit for 190k, another 100 and a plus k crit. So in case you guys haven't guessed it by now, I pretty much just did the entire run of Realm of Legends. I did mess up and die at the final fight though, so there is no Hulk fight, but we made it fairly easily, fairly far in here. We obviously did make some mistakes along the way, not the biggest deal, but we do have a lot of big specials in this video. So typically I kind of like put together some of the kind of like more flashy moments here from Proxima Realm of Legends run, just for some funsies. So unfortunately this entire level 2, not a single part of it crit, but it still did like 200k damage, so that was quite fun there. But we're gonna have some really nice level 1 crit, just not yet. We need to be a bit patient. And aside from that, for vast majority of the clips in this video, we're gonna have full-on Proxima big yellow number feel-good compilation, as well as a full fight against Wolverine and Black Bolt, I believe, because those were fairly neat. So here we're gonna have a big level 3 against a Vision. Now this level 3 I actually did on purpose before I reached my final mission, just because I wanted to see the damage on 3 regular missions. But yeah, it was 200k plus, so that we had 146k level 1, not bad at all for a level 1, 146k damage. So that would be capped 2 times over in Abyss of Legends, just a mere level 1. Here we had 300k level 3. Who doesn't like that? Obviously Scarlet Witch fight was a bit more trickier just because we got our power drain constantly, so we had a whole barrage of level 1s. Here we had like 50k, 60k, 67k there was, and the final one is 84k, so not too bad there either. Now we have a full fight against Realm of Legends Wolverine. Now it's not going to be the perfect fight. I will make some mistakes, especially towards the end, but again, this was like my first and only attempt to run through, so yeah, mistakes were there, and I'm definitely by no means an amazing Proxima Midnight player. But Proxima Midnight certainly is one of those characters that's just kind of fun to pick up and just play for the sake of enjoying the game, enjoying the big yellow numbers. Now, I know definitely she has some use here and there towards the endgame content as well, but overall, typically I am a firm believer that there pretty much always will be better and more safe answers to many of the problems in the game currently. But at the same time, she is a vital synergy piece for Corvus on occasion, so it's good to know your Proxima in case she does come in handy, and she probably will if you have some faith in her and in your own ability to play. Now, that all being said, obviously my biggest kind of like grief with Proxima is the fact that you cannot control which order you get the missions, and that can be relatively problematic, especially when you're facing stun immune opponents or just opponents with high damage in general, when you need to land those 6 parries, and in some matchups it's difficult to intercept, so on and so forth. So all in all, in my opinion, she's definitely not the most practical champion, but gosh, she definitely is a fun champion. So slowly but surely here we are building, fulfilling our missions. At this point we have 2 of them done, and we have last one remaining. Last one is to knock him down 5 times. At the same time, we also need to reach combo meter of 75, and then we're going to fulfill her awakened ability mission kind of like thing. So we are closing into the point where we are going to be doing a whole lot of damage. Now in hindsight, I would have won this fight so much easier if I simply went for a level 3 with 4 missions freshly completed, and the fight would have been over then and there. But obviously I wanted to check out my level 2 damage with 3 missions. Now with 4 missions, we're quickly making our way back up to level 2 here. and that will also kind of be my downfall. Now we have fantastic level 2. Unfortunately, only the first two parts with crit, so we run a bit short. So that was 139k crits times 2, and then a 23k crit. Now that is an impressive special 2 by everybody's standard, and this is only a rank 4 Proxima with no suicides, with no boosts, so she's not even maxed out. And that did a whole chunk of damage. Unfortunately, we didn't crit enough and we were not able to complete it out. And that is going to open kind of like a fresh new kind of worms in this fight. And I'm also going to make a couple of mistakes, which is going to be unfortunate. We will be able to close this fight out eventually, but it's going to come much harder than it should have been. But I decided to leave like a full clip in just for kind of like the sake of it. So here was a mistake where I tried to chain my level 1 to my heavy attack, but failed miserably. That kind of threw me off a bit. Here, unfortunately, we're not getting any crits from level 1, and ideal stance here would have been to kind of try and spam my level 1s quickly and try and mitigate that regen, but here I was not quick enough. I still go for it anyways, but at this point, Wolverine is back up to 57%. So it pretty much kind of looks like we might not even be able to finish out this fight due to my kind of like sloppiness. I should have simply went for level 3, which is going to be the tactic that I will try out now. Now, unfortunately, since I do not have those prowess freshly completed, they do not give you that much more damage, and my level 3 is gonna run a bit short again. So here we are going for level 3. We are gonna see how much damage that exactly does, but I think we're gonna be a bit short. So first hit leaves him at 82% and the second hit at 38%, but heals are triggered. So even though it definitely did a sizable amount of damage, it was not enough to finish this fight out in one level 3. So I'm kind of forced here to go for a whole bunch of level 1s at this point. Now I did make another mistake over there, which is definitely annoying. Now I have 68k crit. I get tagged by level 2s playing like a scrub towards the end. At this point I thought I'm just gonna lose out the fight as well, but we're gonna see how that works out here. I'm gonna go for another level 1, hopefully for a good crit, and that was 108k damage. Now that was a really juicy crit, couple more hits and the fight is over. So we did get lucky, we did manage to close out the fight. The fight should have been so much more simple than it was in this case, but then I decided, why stop here, let's go and carry on and let's get in that fight against Black Bolt. Now there you saw my synergy theme that I am using. It was a pretty basic, I didn't put much thought into it. I just kind of like grabbed all Proxima net synergies. I'm sure there are some better combinations available with A-Gun probably and maybe some other champions, but either way. So here we are, we have to build first and foremost the intercept mission, and the intercept mission actually in Realm of Legends is quite a bit more difficult because opponents often do not want to follow your dashbacks. Wait, was that intercept or was it parry? No, wait, that was parry mission. What am I talking about? Intercept mission is going to be coming up. Now we are on intercept mission. And yeah, intercept mission is quite a bit more difficult in Realm of Legends than it would be in most of the endgame content, because it's harder to do the dashback intercept. Ideally, for Proxima, you kind of want opponent to be against the wall, and then it's kind of safer to kind of get in multiple dashback intercepts in a short period of time. And here in this case we did manage to do decent enough job to land those intercepts relatively quickly. There we saw with 2 missions we can already crit for 30k plus on our level 2s. So slowly but surely we are closing in on completing the rest of the missions. Now what's left for us to do is knock him down 4 more times in this case. That's the mission number 3, and obviously get to 75 hit combo, and as soon as we do, that fight is going to be over. So now just a couple more, 2 more knockdowns are remaining, just 1 more. Now here I was kind of thinking, is there any way I can get away with a level 2 at this point, but I couldn't. I had a bit too much power, so we're gonna have to finish out the fight against Black Bolt with level 3. However, I did find it to be fairly cool that we did get to that level 3 and launched it exactly at 75 hit combo. Basically the hit count needed to activate the last mission in her signature ability. And that was it, and that will pretty much also do for today's video. Here I just wanted to showcase the biggest number we got out of our Proxima here, 190k crit on level 2. But yeah, all in all, the video is pretty much over. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, definitely hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the buttons, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya.